Thank you everybody for joining us for the PassportEDU webinar featuring the University of Nevada, Reno, Truckee Meadows Community College, and the Intensive English Language Center at UNR. So today on the call, we have Beth and Cheryl. I'll pass this off to Beth and Cheryl to introduce themselves in just 1 second. I'll just quickly go over the agenda. So we'll talk about study Northern Nevada, about Reno, what it's like to live there, the Intensive English Language Center, the Community College, which is TMCC, and the 4-year program at UNR. Then we'll talk about how to apply both on the websites directly for the schools and through PassportEDU, and then we'll cover any questions and answers. So I'm just going to go back 1 slide. Beth and Cheryl, I'll pass it off to you guys to introduce yourselves, and then we'll get started on your content.
Okay, hi, hello everyone. I'm Beth Loureiro, and I'm the International Admissions and Recruitment Coordinator at the University of Nevada, Reno.
Hi, my name's Cheryl War, and I'm the International Services Program Coordinator at Truckee Meadows Community College in Reno, Nevada.
Do you guys want to talk a little bit about what you do and how you work with international students?
Sure. So my job at the University of Nevada, Reno is split up in a bunch of little different tasks, fun tasks. So I oversee the admission process for grad students up to the time where we're submitting the applications to the grad school. I also handle the sponsored program by Brazil, the Science Without Borders, or the Brazil Scientific Mobility Program. And that program has brought us over 180 students last year. So it's a big group of students to oversee. I am the person in charge of building the relationships with our educational counselors. And I also travel and recruit abroad. I do info sessions whenever we travel. I keep a close relationship with Education USA, and they're always helping us get closer to international students whenever I'm abroad.
Wonderful.
Okay, this is Cheryl speaking. My role is I wear a lot of hats. So I'm actually on the faculty at the community college. I'm tenured faculty, and so my role is providing support services and overseeing the program. I'm responsible for marketing and recruitment. I teach a freshman orientation class to all new international students on cultural adjustment, studying in an American education institution, study skills, college success skills, surviving the American academic system. I recruit occasionally overseas as well. And let's see, and I also work very closely with our admissions office and our international academic advisor. We have a advisor designated to work just with our international students so that they understand their needs and our students stay on track. They don't get lost in the system.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. And this is Barbara speaking. So I started PassportEDU to make it really easy for international students to apply to U.S. schools, and I'll be happy to tell you guys more at the end what PassportEDU does and how it can help you. All right, so jumping right in, I'll pass it off to Beth to really dig into what is Study Northern Nevada.
Okay, actually, I'm going to do this.
Okay,
piece.
Cheryl, go ahead. Take it away.
Well, okay. First of all, I'd like to say we live in Nevada, and that's the way we pronounce it, not Nevada.
Oh, did I say it wrong? I apologize.
It's okay, Barb. We've had this conversation lots of times. So Nevada is a very, I would say Nevada is a very special place, a very interesting place, and Reno has the luxury of being located in a beautiful area. We're in the high desert. A lot of people confuse us with Las Vegas, and we are nothing like Las Vegas. We don't have the heat that Las Vegas has. We have a very different community than Las Vegas. We are, one of the jewels of our area is that we are 60 kilometers from Lake Tahoe. And at Lake Tahoe, it's our playground in the summertime with swimming and boating and hiking and camping. And in the wintertime, it's our playground for snowboarding, snowshoeing, skiing. It has world-class skiing there. I think Lake Tahoe has the most ski resorts per square mile in the entire country. We are 4 hours, a 4-hour drive from San Francisco, 2-hour drive from Sacramento, which is the capital of California. And we are an 8-hour or 727 kilometer drive to Las Vegas. So that gives you an idea of how far away we are and how different our community is. Our community is smaller. We have a community of about 300,000 people. And our motto is Reno, the biggest little city in the world. And it really does have that feel because it's a small city. It feels like a small city, but it's kind of like, let's put it this way. I can't go anywhere where I don't know somebody. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that feeling, but I also like the feel of the big city with restaurants and shopping and outdoors so close to us. Mm-hmm. We have over 300 days of sunshine a year with 4 distinct seasons. So if you like to have the differences in seasons, Reno has all of that for you. One thing about Reno is we have a lot of events. Every month there are numerous events going on. One of our biggest events is the Reno Balloon Races, which is in September with over, I think we have about 80 to 120 different balloon pilots that come in and fly their balloons. It's one of my favorite and one of our most beautiful events. We have the Reno Rodeo in June. We have our own baseball team that plays throughout the summer. We have the National Air Races. We have a lot of music festivals, and the whole month of July is Art Town. Every day of the month, the entire month of July, there are probably 30, 40 events related to art going on around town.
And I would like just to add to what Cheryl was saying, because the University of Nevada, Reno, and the community college are a big part of the community in Reno. A lot of the events were really organized, having in mind that students can't really afford paying a lot of money to go to the event. So a lot of the events, like Cheryl was saying, the Art Town event that we have in the summer, the Reno Balloon Race and all that, they're all free events. So you get to go places, have a good time with your family, with your friends, and you don't have to worry about spending a lot of money doing any of that. You can bring your lunch, you can bring, your little cooler and just have fun with your family and your friends outdoors.
So as I said before, what Reno is looked at as being an outdoor adventure area for many people, and it was rated in 2013 by Outdoor Magazine as one of the top areas for outdoor adventure. We have, like I said, hiking, skiing, golfing, over 15 championship golf courses just in this area. We really are spoiled in the fact that we have many outdoor activities. If you like to be outdoors, you can definitely do that. If you don't like to be outdoors, there are, of course, things you can do in town with, movie theaters and art galleries and bowling. We actually have a national bowling stadium here in Reno. It's the largest in the country. There are roller skating rinks. So there are a lot of things to do here. Ice skating rinks.
Shopping malls for the students interested in shopping.
Yes. So many outdoor activities and activities in general. And I'm going to give it over to Beth now, because I think that gives you a well-rounded view of our area.
Thank you, Cheryl. So the slide that we're looking at right now, I actually think is a key one in this presentation, because it's going to give you an idea of what we do at Study Northern Nevada. And that's key to you guys whenever you are advising students interested in coming to the area. So understanding the pathway to a degree in Northern Nevada is really crucial. There are different ways students can go about this. So students who lack English proficiency, they have the opportunity to start attending our intensive English language program, IELC, and that's a language school situated on our campus here at the University of Nevada, Reno. If students go through IELC, they get a letter giving them admission into the undergrad program. And if they choose not to go to the University of Nevada, Reno, when they finish the program at language school, they can also go to TMCC, to the Truckee Meadows Community College. So the pathway can go different ways. They can go IELC, TMCC, and then eventually University of Nevada, Reno. It can go IELC directly to the University of Nevada, Reno. It can go IELC, TMCC, and of course, students are welcome to just apply directly to TMCC or to the University of Nevada, Reno. So this direct admission helps students understand that they don't have only one option. They can play with the options based on their academic performance and the English proficiency as well. So I would like to reinforce, though, that the conditional admission that we have in terms of English program and the University of Nevada, Reno is something that we can only offer to undergrad students. So conditional admission to grad students is not really an option. Okay, so let's start with the first piece of that pathway, which is Intensive English Language Center. So IELC, as we call it, is a full-time English as a second language program that we have on campus. So it's very convenient because when students come and start attending IELC, they start experiencing the campus life. They start engaging with academic students, international and domestic students, and they get to experience what in the future, near future, it's going to be part of their reality. So they attend IELC for 20 hours a week. The classes are small and they get personalized attention from the instruction. So there's an average of 12 to 15 students per class. So what's very cool about IELC is that they have classes where skills, academic skills are emphasized. They have classes in reading and writing, listening and speaking, and they also have, I believe once or twice a week, integrated skills or special topics classes where they have the opportunity to combine all the 4 skills. They have 6 levels of instruction from beginning to the point where they graduate. And the cool thing for students is they get a certificate of completion after each level has been completed. So you don't have to be at IELC from the very beginning to be able to get a certificate. You get your certificate as you go. So in the picture, you see a group of international students, and the lady in the middle with the blue scarf is the director. Her name is Susan Valencia, and she's very cool. She's been doing this for so many years, and she's just a big mom here for the international students at IELC. Education of the instructors at IELC. They are people with a lot of experience, academic experience dealing with international students, and they have advanced degrees in teaching English as a second language. They have all lived overseas, and they've been doing this, like Susan, for a long time. So they're really used to dealing with international student population. Okay, now on the fun side of the experience that students have at IELC, comes all the trips and all the sports events and all the good things they do, and they put together different things every week. And examples of those things are a beach party that they have in Lake Tahoe. They bus students to Lake Tahoe for the day, and then they have a party at the end of the day. They also take students to Virginia City, which is a little town close to us, very cool. They do a Western barbecue. They do ice cream social, which is a big hit here on campus, even for staff. They do karaoke. They take students to the Museum of Art, local festivals. So they're always thinking of different ways of engaging international students, not only among themselves, but also with the community and other people on campus. Back to the academic, right? It's a good selling point for you guys when you talk to your students and advise them on the things that students get here at the Intensive English. For students who are interested in attending IELC and potentially transitioning into the academic program at the University of Nevada, Reno, it's a good thing to tell them that students in the advanced levels are eligible to enroll in 1 academic classes as they finish the English program that they do. And they also might be able to take physical education classes for credit. So that opportunity not only helps them when it comes to, getting them started with the credits, but also, like I said, give them the opportunity to get started and get more comfortable with the life that they're going to start having as they transition into the academic program. Okay, so let's talk a little more about the conditional undergrad admission. Like I said, it's important to emphasize that we offer this for undergrad students. I don't want students thinking that if they are in the grad level, it's an option for them. And the way it works is if a student is qualified, has a high enough GPA to be admitted into the University of Nevada, Reno at the undergrad level, but they don't have that score, that TOEFL or IELTS score high enough to get them into the university, what we do is we put them in IELC, into the IELC program for maybe a semester or two. And upon completing the program at IELC, they automatically transition into the University of Nevada, Reno. And in terms of I-20, when they're issued an I-20, the I-20 will say University of Nevada, Reno, but will be specific about the intensive English language program that they're attending. And of course, we change that into the academic program. And it's a process that we address, we take care of here at the Office of International Students. Admission to UNR or TMCC without TOEFL or IELTS, pretty much the same way. Students may enter the University of Nevada, Reno or Truckee Meadows Community College at the undergrad level upon completing the IELC program. So that's great. Some students, international students, are really scared of taking the TOEFL or IELTS, or maybe they have taken that and they had a bad experience, and they don't want to go through that again. So IELC is a great option for either University of Nevada, Reno or the TMCC.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Truckee Meadows Community College. First of all, I want to say that I think we're very lucky that we have a great partnership, a great working partnership with the Intensive Language Center located at UNR and also with the University of Nevada, Reno. I've worked with the university and IELC for many years, and I think it is a very special relationship. One of the things that it's important to know is that, as you may already know, it's not always easy to transfer from a community college to a university. However, we have transfer agreements with UNR. So if a student completes 24 credits and has a 2.0 GPA or higher, they are admitted to the University of Nevada, Reno. If a student has completed an associate degree of arts or an associate degree of science, then they are automatically guaranteed admission to the university. That means that student, by completing a degree with us, has completed all their undergraduate work for the university, and so they have that conditional admission to the university undergraduate programs. TMCC has just been approved, and we will start in fall of 2016. We will have two Bachelor's of Applied Science degrees that we'll be offering. So there will be a Bachelor's of Applied Science degree in Logistics Operations Management, and there will be a Bachelor's of Applied Science degree in Emergency Management and Homeland Security. So those are two brand new degrees, bachelor degrees programs that we'll be offering starting fall 2016. These are our top degree and certificate programs. So certificate programs are a one-year program. Some people only like to come for a year and get a certificate, but most of ours like to earn an Associate of Arts degree or an Associate of Science degree. And these are the top degrees: Architecture, Design, Technology. So that degree actually transfers straight into Arizona State University, and that degree also transfers directly into the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, because they both have architecture programs. UNR does not, so that's why we set that up with those two universities. Associate of Arts and Associate of Science degrees are our most popular with international students in particular, because they transfer into many of the degrees at UNR. And as you can see on the slide, business, computer programming, computer networking are some of our top degrees. And another specialized program we have is our culinary arts program. And actually, we've won national awards in that program. It's a very, very good program. A lot of our students, particularly from the Southeast Asia countries, like to study early childhood education. And we also have the Associate of Arts degree that transfers into UNR's education, bachelor's degree of education, which is becoming more popular. And graphic communications, that is also one of our top programs. We're the only college in the state of Nevada that offers a degree specifically in graphic communications and animations. It's an excellent program. It's one of our top. And then logistics management, we have an associate degree in that, and now we'll have a bachelor's degree in that. And then, of course, nursing. Our nursing program is a top-notch program. It's very competitive to get into it, but once you're in that program, it's an excellent program. These are some reasons why you might want to study at TMCC. It's an affordable, quality education. We are a 2+2 university pathway program, TUNR, and to University of Nevada, Las Vegas, if that's what somebody's interested in. We have over 80 degrees and certificate programs that we offer. We provide personalized attention to our students. Our faculty provide that, our staff, our international services staff, and we have small size classes with anywhere from 15 to 30 students max. And we have an international student population that's active on campus in student government in the international club, as well as some of the other clubs. We are accredited by Northwest Association of Schools and Colleges, so that's important. Our students get involved in a lot of activities that we have on campus, barbecues on campus. We try to keep students on campus, although a lot of students like to come up, take their classes, and then go back down into town to do things. We also have that advantage of the partnership with the university. Our students can attend football games, basketball games, etc. They can join the gym at the university. We have a gym on our campus as well. So a lot of different things are going on, and our staff is very involved with those students as well.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the University of Nevada, Reno. I'm not quite sure if you guys understand what we say when we call the university a tier 1 university, but that's really an important concept. That's a ranking that was given to us, and we've been ranked tier 1 for many years now. And that is because we are placed among the top 200 universities in the US. And that's a big deal. There are over 4,000 universities in this country. And to be placed among the group of the 200 best universities, top universities, is a great selling point for us. So that's the very first thing you should be telling students when talking to them about who we are and what we do here. We'll tell you guys a little bit more about the history of the university. We were established in 1874. We are a research university, and we got to that level of being called a tier 1 university because of different factors, not only one. It's the quality of the students, the faculty, the research activity we do, and the degree programs. We have a lot of tradition on campus, as you can see here by the older buildings and the older parts of the campus, but we also have a lot of technology and a lot of modern buildings on campus as well. Okay, so we have 8 colleges. 8 colleges, Business, Education, Engineering, College of Science, Division of Health Sciences, School of Journalism, Liberal Arts, Agriculture, Biotechnology, and Natural Resources. So I tell students when I go abroad and recruit that we have a little bit of everything here. Students can choose from a variety of programs. We have over 145 programs to choose from.
And I wanted to just say something in regards to that. UNR has an excellent and very strong engineering program. They also have one of the top 3 mining schools in the world. And they also have the top earthquake sciences program in the country. So they have some very good academic programs.
Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, so next slide shows what I had just mentioned. We offer over 145 degrees between bachelor's, master's, and PhD. And the programs you're seeing on the screen are the top ones. But I want to say that even though business, engineering, and mining, computer science are the top ones, a lot of great things have come out of psychology and journalism, a lot of awards, a lot of great students doing great things with education and political science. So we're very strong in what we do here when it comes to the specific programs that I said, but I have confidence to talk about any program that we offer here at the university with the same enthusiasm I show when I talk about business and engineering and all of that. So the great thing about Reno and the area where we're located is there are so many great business opportunities happening and so many different things going on right now with Tesla and Switch and so many different companies moving to this area of the country. So when students at UNR, they get to a certain level in their program, they start going through internships with local companies like IGT and Tesla, hopefully in the near future, and Microsoft and all that. And if they choose to go to our neighbor state, California, they have options. Possibilities for internship in San Francisco and Sacramento as well. So it's a great place for students to come study and for them to get engaged into their future career possibilities as well. About the faculty here, we have experts in so many different areas here. And like I said before, journalism and engineering and metallurgical engineering and chemical engineering and business, so many different experts here. And they're really committed to get students from the get-go, undergrad students from the get-go, to get that real life experience by connecting them with local companies, by giving them a real taste of what it is to be in that field. And that's reason I say number one for us to being that tier one. It's the experience that the faculty have and that commitment, that engagement that they have to pass on to that experience to our students as well. The experience that students have, international students have living on campus is great. Not only do they have the opportunity to interact with domestic students, but they also get to know different international students from different countries as well. So if they choose not to live on campus in the dorms, there are affordable apartments nearby. We have cafeterias, restaurants, and coffee houses on campus and off campus. So that's a great and safe campus community that we have that students appreciate so much. So the next slide talks a little bit about the university life. So students always care about what's next when they move out of the country. So of course you're focused on the academic life, but it's important for them to understand that being on campus will bring so much into their lives and so many experiences they're gonna have. So we have a very engaging atmosphere, student campus atmosphere here, and that is because of all that we offer on campus. So we have a big recreation center. We have a state-of-the-art library where students go and study together and do group presentations. We have a student union with restaurants and coffee houses. And we have a beautiful basketball and football stadium, actually, 2 different stadiums. So we're always encouraging students to attend games. We have a very strong community here that is really excited to see all the sporting events going on in town. We're opening up a new dorm. It's called the Peavine Residence Hall. We're expanding our campus by building the Student Achievement Center. It's going to open soon. And we are also expanding our fitness center. International students on campus come from over 70 different countries, and they put together clubs, organizations. One of the great clubs that we have here is the International Club. We also have Conversation and Partners programs. So that helps students a lot in terms of making friends and committing to doing better things for the community and for their own sake as well. They grow a lot, they feel more confident as they make friends. So that's a great portion of the student life that I was talking about. We have a very strong office on campus, which is the office where I work. It's called Office of International Students and Scholars. And we do a lot for our students, from helping them with admissions right in the beginning of the process, to assisting with visa issues, to helping them have a smooth transition, from coming from their home country into the United States. We make sure they understand the policies and regulations, they understand the university policies, and we're here for them. We organize events, and we're here to also educate the campus community on what the students on their needs and the differences between the cultures. So we play a huge role on campus. Let's talk about scholarships and financial aid. I would really like to emphasize that the option of offering a scholarship is something that we have to be really careful about. It's very rare for an international student to get awarded a 100% scholarship when they're admitted into a school, unless they are an athlete. So when we talk about the options here for scholarships, we talk about all the different options, and we encourage students to apply and to consider all of them to see what the best fits would be. Let's take a look at tuition and credit fees. If we do a breakdown of what we need to see on the financial documentation, that is 33,600. We see that 20,000 of that is for the 24 credits that an undergrad student will take throughout the year. Housing about 9,300, and insurance, mandatory fees, and books about $4,000. Having that in mind, of course, we need to see that on the financial paperwork, but we can talk about options in terms of scholarship. We offer at the University of Nevada, Reno, international student scholarships up to $4,000 a year. Work on campus is something that we talk to students about. Of course, they need to understand that they can only work up to 20 hours a week, but that's a great option for them if they want to get engaged with other students, with departments, and they want that financial help. Undergrad research grants are offered up to $2,500. Options to work within departments after the second year into the academic program should also be considered. And of course, for grad students, we have the TAs and the GAs, and those are a little better in terms of how much they cover. But for undergrad students, like I said before, it's important not to offer one option, but to make students understand that they have different options to choose from, and they should really figure out the best option for them. Undergrad admission process at the University of Nevada, Reno starts with the students' understanding of the requirements. So we require a 3.0 GPA on a 4.0 scale. We require three years of language, math, natural sciences, and social sciences. And of course, we need to see English proficiency. So that could be a TOEFL score of 61, an IELTS of 6. We don't require SAT, but we encourage students to take the SAT if they want to be considered for the general scholarship offered by the university to all freshman students. And if they are aiming for that, then they should do their best to get a SAT of at least 79, 80, or an ACT of 21. And for the English proficiency, if they choose to attend IELC, as long as they get that recommendation letter at the completion of the program, then they transition into the academic program. How to apply? It's not challenging at all. The application process is really easy. They go online, they submit an online application. There's a $95 application fee that cannot be waived, not even to agents. If they are willing to submit the SAT or ACT scores, they can do that as well. They have to submit proof of financial support, like I said, $33,600 for the academic year of 2015-2016, and the placement, the English placement exam scores. So it's important to emphasize that we need to receive official scores. So from the English proficiency end, they need to come straight from TOEFL, from the institution where that proctors the TOEFL exam. And I forgot the name. Anyways, it needs to come straight from the institution for TOEFL and IELTS. And we need to see official transcripts coming directly from the high school they attended, or for grad students, we need to see the official transcripts coming straight from the undergrad institutions they attended. Okay, so this is a great admission summary that puts in perspective IELC, TMCC, and University of Nevada, Reno. So for IELC, of course, the TOEFL is not required. For TMCC and the University of Nevada, Reno, we require 61. The GPA minimum not required for IELC, not required for TMCC, and for us a 3.0 or a 2.5 for transfer students. And then we have the different values here for proof of finances for a year, the different amounts for the application fee. And then we have a deadline here, the application deadline. That's important for you guys to have in mind sometimes, we have qualified students wanting to apply, but they miss the deadline. So then they have to wait for the next semester. So what the next steps would be? Well, I would encourage you to visit the websites for additional information, IELC, TMCC, and UNR. We also have videos, very cool videos about town and about the university. Start your student applications on the different websites or through PassportEDU.com. And doing it through PassportEDU makes it easy for all of you guys because you can access all 3 programs within one application. So that's a one-stop shop for you.
All right, well, thank you so much, Beth and Cheryl. That was a really good presentation. I do have a couple of questions that I'll just bring up right now that were emailed in. Can you talk a little bit about, let me see, is the application process any different for sponsored students, let's say SACM students, or any other government-sponsored students?
Not really. No, not really. It's actually easier because they have a letter of sponsorship that they have put together for us. The application goes the same way, except when it's time if the student has been admitted and it's time for us to see the financial proof before we issue the I-20, that's when they submit that letter and it's all good.
Okay, awesome. We have another question about internships and employment sponsorships. So for internships, you mentioned there are a lot of opportunities for students to work in the community, whether it's in Reno or nearby in California. What kind of support does UNR or TMCC provide to the students for looking for internships or when they're interested in looking for work as well?
Okay, well, let me tell you about the Career Studio Center that we have on campus here. It's a department that exists basically to help students go through that. So internships start as early as the 2nd year of program sometimes, and students need that help. They need to know that somebody on campus will be assisting them, reach out to the local companies and businesses. So what we do also is we promote a lot of fairs throughout the year, and we bring the employers on campus to have that in-person meeting with students. We encourage students to attend the fairs and bring their resumes. We actually do a little bit of a workshop preparation before the fair, so we tell students how to dress up and to get their resumes put together and in statement letters and all that. So we prepare them for the opportunities they will have to meet employers and possibly get hired at the fairs. So that's a great opportunity. And for students going through the process of internship throughout the program, like I said, the Career Studio can guide them throughout the process from doing mock interviews to helping them with a letter and the resume writing and all that, and following up with them as well.
Okay, that sounds really wonderful.
And at TMCC, we also have a career services office, and we put on a week-long, we call it a career boot camp, which is how do you write your resume, how do you dress for success, how do you talk to employers, how do you sell yourself, how do you interview, and then we have career fairs that are going on throughout the year. And then we help our students with OPTs and finding internships.
Okay.
And one thing to just mention, Beth touched on it earlier, is that with Tesla moving into the community, that's going to bring a lot of internships to both of our campuses. They expect 17,000 people to be hired in the next 3 years. So that's going to impact our community greatly.
That's amazing. Cool. So just to kind of take on the next steps again. So in terms of applying to IELC, TMCC, or UNR, definitely you can go through the university websites. You can also start an application on PassportEDU. As a high school college counselor or an education agent, you have your own management tool on PassportEDU. So if you click on the agent tab, you can create your own account, or you can log into an existing one, add any students that are interested in applying to these schools, and you search for the school in our search school field. So in this case, our example is University of Nevada, Reno. you can apply to the various levels of program, whether it's undergrad, graduate, or the PhD programs. And then when you complete your application, the cards will then turn from red to green. So that's collecting all the information required by the school, including proof of finances, transcripts, passport copies. You can pay the application fee and then submit the application. And that is pretty much the process for PassportEDU. The one question I did have, actually, I just realized I missed this one. In terms of admission processing time, what is the expectation or how long should students be waiting to hear back from the university once they've submitted their applications? Do you guys have any guidance on that at TMCC versus UNR?
I would say that the process is very similar. I would say to expect a result, a response to be sent out within 5 business days. And of course, sometimes we can just do it faster than that. It depends on the volume of applications we're dealing with. We do our own evaluations here for, academic students. So we don't use a third party like West or anything like that. So depending on the amount of applications we receive, we might need to use up all the 5 business days that I just said. But if it's, a more mellow period of time, we should be able to do it within 2 days or so. And I think the same situation applies for Cheryl. Yeah.
Right.
The important thing is we have to have all the documents already here in the office. What delays the application process and the response process a lot is we miss documents, and we get in contact with agents or students if they're coming straight to us, and we tell them what we're missing, but sometimes it takes a little longer on their end to submit what we need.
Right.
So keep in mind that we need official documentation, we need the financial letter, we need, all the scores, everything, and if we have everything with us, then the processing goes a lot faster.
Makes a lot of sense. Is there anybody else that has questions? Ravi, was there anything that you wanted to ask? I think I've asked all the questions that were emailed in at this point.
If you guys get the PowerPoint and the conversation is really, really good. It's very useful. So I would want to know if you guys can share the PowerPoint. That is number one. And also if you could send me the requirements and other information to Barbara, and I will take it from Barbara.
Yeah.
Of course,
Okay,
yes.
sure.
We can definitely do that.
I'm looking for such kind of a webinars in future. If there is any webinars, please include me, Barbara, and I would love to hear these conversations once again.
Sounds great. We'll definitely do that. All right. Any final thoughts or final notes that Cheryl or Beth you want to share for our audience listening right now or in the future about attending IELC, Truckee Meadows Community College, or UNR?
I think the most important thing that I can think of off the top of my head is that we have that advantage of the 3 of us working very closely together. So students aren't going to get to one institution and then they say, oh, no. We call each other on a weekly basis and discuss things, and we help each other. And I personally I've been working with this since the early 90s with UNR and IELC. I personally think that's one of our greatest strengths, is that we work really well together as a team to help our students and to provide what they need, no matter where they start or where they end.
Yeah, and just adding to that, I just want to encourage you guys and students and agencies and counselors to reach out to us with any questions you might have. Don't be intimidated because you think we don't have time for silly questions. There are no silly questions. Any questions are welcome, and we're here to help you understand what the best choice, what the best option will be for your student, regardless of the student needing English or looking for a community college or a university degree. Like Cheryl said, we're here to help you guys the best way we can with the students that you're dealing with and their needs. So we encourage you to reach out to us with any questions you might have, and we'll do our best to answer them.
Well, thank you so much for everybody that listened in. Thank you so much, Beth and Cheryl. This is wonderful to hear from the school directly of why it's so awesome to attend. Have an awesome day, everyone.